Every 10 seconds, a person dies of diabetes-related causes. Within the same 10 seconds, 2 people develop the disease. Each year, this adds up to more than 3 million deaths and more than 7 million new cases of diabetes. It is a major cause of premature death. In many parts of Africa, life expectancy is reduced to a single year for a person who requires insulin to survive. Diabetes is a global epidemic with devastating human, social, and economic impact. Today, more than 245 million people live with diabetes, outnumbering the combined populations of Germany, Mexico, and South Africa. In many countries, healthcare budgets fail to provide the essential, life-saving care that people need. In countries that do provide care, ballooning medical costs may soon overwhelm healthcare budgets. The International Diabetes Federation has united the world to stop this silent killer. On December the 20th, 2006, the United Nations passed a landmark resolution recognizing diabetes as a chronic, debilitating, and costly disease that poses severe risks for families, countries, and the entire world. The resolution designates World Diabetes Day, November the 14th, as a United Nations Day, to be observed every year starting in 2007. Diabetes is a chronic, potentially debilitating, and often fatal disease. There are 2 main types of diabetes. People with type 1 diabetes produce very little or no insulin. The disease can affect people of any age, but usually occurs in children or young adults. People with this form of diabetes need injections of insulin every day in order to control the levels of glucose in their blood. If people with type 1 diabetes do not have access to insulin, they die. People with type 2 diabetes cannot use the insulin they produce effectively. The condition is most common in people older than 45 who are overweight. However, as a consequence of increased obesity among the young, it is becoming more common in children and young adults. It is possible to control the condition through diet, regular exercise, oral medication, and by using insulin. Both type 1 and type 2 diabetes can lead to serious complications and premature death. Diabetes is responsible for over 1 million amputations each year. A leg is lost to diabetes every 30 seconds. Diabetes is a major cause of blindness. It is the largest cause of kidney failure in the developed world. People with diabetes are far more likely to develop cardiovascular disease. The yearly toll from diabetes and its complications is higher than that from AIDS. In less than 20 years, the number of people with diabetes will grow to 350 million worldwide. Of these 350 million, 80% will live in low and middle-income countries. Diabetes knows no mercy. It hits the developing world hardest. In most low and middle-income countries, people living with diabetes bear the brunt of the medical costs out of their own pocket. Individuals and families fear and experience the disability, reduced quality of life, and the lost years of life that untreated diabetes brings. In many of these countries, the burden of diabetes threatens to undermine the benefits of improved standards of living, education, and economic growth. Everywhere, awareness of diabetes and its complications is low. The disease is largely hidden or dismissed as just a touch of sugar. But there is no such thing as mild diabetes. If nothing is done, many countries will be unable to cope with the future costs of diabetes care. The United Nations resolution is the first step to bringing the silent killer out of the shadows. Now governments all over the world must support the efforts by developing national policies to improve diabetes care and prevention. Currently, there is no cure for diabetes, but most type 2 diabetes can be prevented through changes in diet and increased physical activity. It is possible to reverse the growing diabetes epidemic. To do nothing is not an option. In the future, we may find a way to cure or prevent both type 1 and type 2 diabetes. If we don't act, our children will bear the future burden of diabetes. Make a difference. Help the diabetes world achieve the goals of the resolution. Join the world's largest diabetes awareness campaign. Unite for Diabetes. While you have been watching this short film, 60 more people have developed diabetes.